To all our fans watching us, it's great to be with you again after a long break. Happy New Year to our fans. This is the EPL Fanbase Show, the show that connects you with the happening in the English Premier League. Let's look at this title race. Which team is going to win the title? Is SP.
Yes, sir.
We are talking about the title race. And I'm trying to zero it to this team. But the league is becoming very open, though from the look of things, these are the teams that have more realistic chances. So of these teams, which team do you feel will have all smiles come match day 38?
All right, Steve. This is a topic that I want to ban in my house, discussing Manchester United winning the title, because it's giving me a sense of deja vu, taking me back to the Sir Alex Ferguson days, and Ole is doing his best to take me back there, with extra time wins, with tough games, and a very good run. So I'm torn in between thinking of ourselves or taking it a game at a time. And I'm glad that there's the modest kind of response that they're giving, which is, we're taking a game at a time at the moment, and let's see where the season goes. Personally, I feel we are one or two players away from actually winning the league, and as good as Eric Bailly has been in the past couple of games, I think there is always the chance that he has a moment of madness in him, and he could cost us the coming soon. So I still think we need a centre back and an out and out number 9. I think Cavani for me should be or should be playing as a regular number 9, because I'm not sure how Martial has managed to cheat us all these years that he's actually a number 9. Back to the other teams, I think for me it's a two-horse race between Liverpool and Manchester City, and it pains me to say that I think the trophy is coming back to Manchester, but to the blue side of Manchester. I think Pep has learned his lesson, and for me, the game I saw recently against Chelsea was, told me everything I needed to know about Pep's mentality this season. So I think Pep really, really wants to go back and get this trophy. We are speaking about games in hand here. Yes, they have 2 games in hand, but as Josiah was saying, I'd rather have played those games and won than keep hope alive, thinking that I'll get something out of those games. And on paper, they are not easy games, if you ask me. United, for example, the Burnley game, we've seen how difficult it is at the moment to play against Burnley. So it's not a game I'm looking forward to next week. And City, Aston Villa, and Everton. I mean, 7th and 8th in the league in the form that they're in at the moment. I think those are good teams and difficult teams to predict how they will show up on the day. I feel they are title pretenders in this race, and the pretenders for me are led by Manchester United, Leicester City, and Tottenham. So I think these 3 are title pretenders. I think the good thing about this season is that we have the gap really has closed from the 18 points that City won it the previous season, and the run that Liverpool went on last season. I think it will be a while since we see that again. So yes, so for me, title contenders, Liverpool and Manchester City. Title pretenders, Manchester United, Leicester, and Spurs. anyone putting in Chelsea as a contender for the title needs to take a hard look at themselves. I put Chelsea in the same category as Arsenal. If you're putting Chelsea as a title contender, then you're telling me that Arsenal is also a title contender, because they are 3 points behind Chelsea. So I don't think Chelsea are title contenders. I think there is a serious problem at Chelsea. I think Frank Lampard has been exposed, and I think that sooner or later the chicken will come home to roost with regards to Frank Lampard. So in a nutshell, Steve, I think United are in a title race. I know that is what you want me to say. However, for me, they are title pretenders, and unless I see, a major signing, unless we sign a good centre back and a number 9, then I don't think we are, really, really good candidates for the title. But then again, it's a strange season. If we win it, then I'll put all my support behind Ole. But before that, my stance.
Okay, welcome to the show, Ron. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Happy New Year.
I understand the bridge is falling. We are talking about the title race. And
Yes.
the strange bit is that I don't know whether I'm the only one who is seeing United going with this thing. And even the United diehards, they don't have confidence in their team. So, Ron, what do you have to say about the table as it is? Which team is likely to go away with this title?
Yeah, for me, the table, I see the table still has to, there is a lot that can go on. We are playing 38 games. We are not yet even halfway. But of course, there are pointers. There are some strong teams that are always there, especially these last couple of years, like Liverpool, Man City. Yeah, those two teams for me, they've been the best teams for the last 2 years, and I expect them to challenge going into this season. Also the same. As the table looks, of course, we see Manchester United and Leicester City and Spurs, yeah, doing well, probably better than what they're expected to be doing. But for me, it's still Liverpool. Liverpool, let's not forget, has been having its problems with injuries and so on. But if they are really still on top of the table with all the problems they've been having, I mean, they are when their players get back, they are going to be the team for me. Yesterday, they got beaten. The first time, I think they failed to score a goal in 180 minutes. Yeah, it tells a lot about their potential, but I still expect them to get their form and challenge. The other team for me is Man City. Man City also, for me, would be a close second. They have the coach, they have the players who have won it before, and just like Liverpool. And I expect them to challenge, much as they also have the problems with the strikers. They are strikerless, but they are just 4 points off the pace, and I think they have 2 games in hand. So if you give them those 2 games, I think they would be top. Uh, I think, yeah, they would be top with the 2 games in hand. So for me, they are still up there. Then when you look into Leicester City, probably for me, not title challengers, but a challenger for the top 4. And that also puts Tottenham in the same category, also a challenger for the top 4. They've been doing well, but also they have not been convincing enough for me. Yeah, of course, like before I said, Chelsea never in the title conversation, and it is showing. And definitely Lampard in some kind of trouble now, because at Chelsea we are not used to being as far as we are now. So he has to step up. And yeah, for me, those are the teams that should be really up there come the end of the season. But a lot can change. Even Arsenal is slowly finding its way up from the relegation battle, and probably it can push also for the top four. Yeah, for me, the top four sides, teams that are fighting for the top four, I would put Arsenal there, Chelsea there, Spurs, Leicester City, and probably Everton. Yeah. But then if we are talking about the title as it is, uh, it has to be Liverpool and Manchester, no, Liverpool and Manchester City. Man United only if they can continue with this kind of form, which I don't believe it will continue for so long. But they are
Okay.
probably in between. Right now, we can put them in the title challenging bracket because that's the form they are producing. But for me, honestly, I think they are a top four side challenger.
Okay. Let me also look at it as a pundit, not as a host. If you look at Manchester United, and this thing, it has been the best team in 2020. That is one thing. We've started 2021 because if you look at the way they've collected points from February 2020, it's the team that has been more consistent. Now, if you look at the table does not lie again. Let's try to zero in on Manchester United, and you'll find that Man U, so far they've played 16 games, and out of the 16, they've won 10. Now remember, they had only 3 points. That is the penalty after the whistle against Brighton by match day 3. And ever since, look at the games. They've lost 3. Out of these 3, they lost 2 games in the first 3 fixtures. It shows that they've been consistent after that. They've drawn 3 games, and the 3 games they drew with the top teams because they drew with Manchester City, they drew with Chelsea, and they drew with Leicester.
Leicester.
Yeah. So meaning that all the mediocre teams, they've collected the needed points. They've collected all the maximum points. Now, look at the Liverpool team. And again, if you look at United, they are also scoring. So they are consistent, and their front line is also good. If you look at Liverpool, it's only, for me, it's only a name remaining. They are so poor, and it's a team. Yesterday I had Michael Owen talking. Liverpool, of all the teams, they are relying on crosses. That is not the way to win. They cannot. In fact, when Arsenal were losing, people were saying that you cannot win by just crosses. Yesterday, Liverpool, they had 1 shot on target, and it was a baby shot on target. It does not qualify to be called shot on target, and it came after 76 minutes. For me, I'm totally putting my money on Manchester United carrying this cup. And actually, they will carry it with some games to spare. It's not that it will go up to match day 37, match day 36. By match day 35. Okay. so guys.
Steve.
What are we taking for supper? What are we taking for supper?
From your mouth to God's ears.
I have to say something.
Okay, I don't want to be like I don't want to be like, because I'm not a Man U fan, so I want to look like they are not playing good. Anytime you see Manchester
No, but
play,
Steve, But Steve, just to cut you short, I remember for me these statements are just guided by form, which Manchester United clearly has. Before we were here, and I was hearing people mentioning Chelsea in the title conversation. Chelsea had the form; they were winning and they were brushing opponents
And
aside like
Spurs,
easily.
Spurs
Then
as well.
Chelsea went off. Spurs did the same, and people
when
started
we
talking
come
about
back,
Spurs and
okay,
lost. Then Manchester
when we come
United is
back,
on.
when we come back, I want us to analyze the Chelsea and the narration that me included. I thought that Chelsea were going to win the title, but we are going to zero in and see the points, how Chelsea got their points from the bottom half, not from the top half. So, so that matters most. Eh? And look at it, the way United are getting their points.